Good morning, folks. Admiral Preparedness here. The map you're looking at is the latest and greatest drought weather map, if you want to call it that, of the continental United States. And as you can see, as of June 1st, the red zone out there out west reaches up into the great northwest and then moves east up across Montana and then sparsely hits Illinois, and it comes up to New England, heads south into the Carolinas, down into southern Florida. Well, folks, if you care about this, you're a prepper. If you haven't seen it before, you're not a prepper. The reason why I say this is because preppers will watch where the food grows. Now, we're a big country, and a country of farms. So right there in the center are farms out the wazoo. Now the problem is a lot of these farms are small to medium-sized farms. The ones out west are the same, but a lot of corporations had bet their bank that the western farms would produce a large percentage of our food. But in this day and age, because of shipping, our food comes from all over the planet. So, if we're going to suffer a drought, do you think other countries are suffering droughts too? Well, the answer is yes and no. China right now has been wet the last year. They are able to produce any food based on flooding. So their farms are underproducing. In our culture, in our economy, the price of food is based on how much is produced by the bushel. So we sell those in the stock exchange. In Chicago, the Mercantile Stock Exchange is where most of our food is sold to other countries. Right now, China is a major purchaser of wheat, corn, soy, beans, and rice, hogs, cows or beef, sheep, and goats. Today, there is a big run on meat in China, as well as with wheat, rice, and soy and corn. In Argentina and Brazil, they recently had to stop selling beef altogether to China because they had sold so much that the local supply had dwindled to a point where it was so expensive, people went months without being able to afford or eat beef. In the United States, the cattle owners are selling off their herds in great numbers because of the price of the feed that they have to feed them if they don't have the grazed lands. This is going to cause meat shortages in the United States. But you folks are not supposed to be eating meat as much as you have been anyway, so all of the tree huggers are tickled pink about this. In the next few years, you're going to hear more and more and more about weaning Americans off beef protein. There's now an effort to vegify Americans. Now, I'm going to tell you something, folks. I got to say that Americans are overfed. All right? That's just a fact. So maybe it's time that we underfeed ourselves of meat products. Don't unsubscribe because I'm sort of some kind of crazy guy. I'm just trying to tell you that we have Americans' obesity rate far exceeds those of European countries and Asia. We won't even talk about Africa because, well, it's Africa. But the logic is that if we have less beef to eat here in this country, obesity will start to decrease, and living longer amongst that group of people will be extended dramatically because they will no longer have to worry about heart disease and all of the things that come with eating that big old nice juicy piece of steak or those cheeseburgers and whatnot. Now, pork, again, you can find a good healthy pork product that is healthy for human consumption, but having 20 pounds of bacon in a week is a little bit much. But once again, folks, it's all about ability to pay the price. If you're affluent enough to pay the price of expensive meat, you're going to consume it like there's no tomorrow. But as for the rest of the Americans, North Americans that is, American citizens, by the way, not with Canadians because they're part of North America, we'll just have to sit back and enjoy that veggie burger every day we went to Burger King or McDonald's because most of these fast food places during early parts of the pandemic didn't have beef. Can you believe it? You go to Burger King, there's no beef. Then you think of that old lady, where's the beef? Where's the beef? That's what you're going to start hearing more and more as the next few years progress of the 2020s. But have no fear, folks. Whataburger and all these different places, In-N-Out Burger, they'll have a way to juicify those vegetable burgers so well that you won't even know or even realize you're not even eating beef, except it won't look like a ribeye or it won't look like a T-bone or it won't look like a piece of short round. But the key is, if you're a prepper, you've already got a good supply of beef products stored away. I myself have been getting cans of beef now for the past 20 years. And I got to tell you, folks, I'm not touching any of those cans because that meat inside is as fresh as the day it went in there. I rotate my stock. I inspect my canned meat stock to make sure that each and every one of those cans is not compromised. I try to order canned beef as much as I can, but the problem is these shippers are crazy and they keep throwing them in boxes without protection, causing the containers to become dented. Nothing more frustrating than spending $100 and finding 90% of your purchase has been dented. We won't cry over spilt milk. We just consume that part and we reuse it again or we repackage it. Everything goes with everything goes, folks. But as it shows for the future of meat production, the way science is going, there'll be a day, and I can guarantee this, that you're going to wander into a restaurant and there's going to be beef back on the menu, but it'll be a piece of meat, but not the whole cow. Now imagine this. Close your eyes for just a second and think of no farmlands with cows anywhere to be found. And yet, in some major factory in the Midwestern United States, tons and tons and tons of short ribs without the bone, hamburger, all kinds of different cuts of meat are being biologically produced in petri dishes. Large vats of meat is just churning away, growing like crazy in a biological way that's safe. No more slaughterhouses, no more methane gas being produced by farting dog cattle. No worry about this animal standing there looking stupid. Just imagine, folks, biologically produced, scientifically engineered beef. So tell me in the comments section what you feel about that subject right there. Are you willing to sit down and eat a steak that was produced in a factory and not out in a farm? Let me know in the comments section. And oh, by the way, folks, we're coming up on our anniversary of our channel's birth, so please, if all, tell your friends and neighbors about my channel and how I'm here to help you understand prepping and get prepared for the time when there's not going to be anything able to be gotten because all of the stores and all of the grocery stores and the trucks don't deliver. But as I always say, as Admiral Preparedness here, always be prepared. Don't let anything cause you to worry because there's nothing to worry about. The government's here to help you. And if you believe that, I've got a bunch of bridges everywhere to be sold to you out there.
And remember, folks, it can happen from the north, it can happen from the south, it can happen from the east, or coming from the west. Always be prepared, and if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell, or I'll be out there waiting for you to come to me. Admiral Preparedness, God bless you all.